Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Jenny Wu, and today I like to share with you an exercise that you can do to build resilience in a very actionable way. So we're going to be using a card out of the 52 essential coping skills, and it is going to be the Six of Hearts, which is name it to tame it. Okay, so I'm going to read it. We can see a difficult situation as either a challenge and feel daringly excited or a threat and feel utterly helpless. So think about your sources of threat. What do you perceive as threat, as that gives you anxiety and stress? And instead of running away, how can you approach it and see it as a challenge? So, the way we interpret a situation or the way we see a difficulty can greatly shape how we react, how we behave, and ultimately whether we succeed in the situation or not. And just to give you a silly example, um, I love snowboarding, but I know starting off when I first was learning snowboarding, I used to feel so intimidated. It's like a part of me that loves it, but then the minute I get to, the top of the run, I look down and I started thinking, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to fall on my butt, right? I'm going to slide down, all that kind of stuff." And I noticed when I start to think of it as a threat rather than a challenge to really push myself, right, and learn, that is when I start psyching myself out, even before I started, right? We notice our bodies getting stiff and we are literally overthinking everything. And that is what I mean when you see the same situation as a threat versus an opportunity to learn, which is what I call a challenge. So instead of shutting down and running away, break that cycle by first breaking the situation, this challenge, into pieces, manageable pieces, so that you can chip away, set baby step goals at what feels like a very massive, threatening situation that is really overwhelming you, right? And of course, if you heard from my example, pay attention to how you talk to yourself, right? That little voice in our head. Are you saying, "I can't do it, I'm going to suck at it," right? Or are you saying, "You know what? I might not be good at this, but I'm going to learn from this opportunity. And so what if I make a fool out of myself, right? It's going to make me stronger. The stakes are not as high yet," right? And one thing I tend to tell myself when I get scared or threatened is I say, "You know what? Everybody's just like me. Everyone is winging it, right? At this adulting thing." And so those are some of the tips that I would have for you. And just make sure you set small, measurable goals and really start to think about whether your fear is actually real, right? Are you being rational, thinking of these hypothetical fears, right? And if your worries are real, then think about, is it really, within your control? Because if it's not, then, it's one of those chances and things, risks that you just have to take. And that's the way life works, right? So, with this card, I encourage you to work on this exercise and just think about how can you turn it into a challenge and how this challenge can help you.